Anyway, doon sa sinaping, the first time what we ever held it in a hotel, kavyat, kasi syempre may restriction no? May mga compelling reasons why we are holding it in the hotel. Number one, yung boardroom natin is under repair. Number two, we held air talks. We hosted air talks 3 times this year in this hotel. And the hotel wanted to give us, to show their goodwill, gave us a very competitive, not only competitive, but giveaway price, and rates. Kaya, ito, ang cost natin, nasan yung listahan? Ang cost nito is comparable dun sa when we host it in our office. So, in-explain ko naman yan sa mga superiors, kasi alam mo na, may pitang walang extra expense to. Very, very reasonable na pinigay sa atin because of our patronage of Midas Hotel. But before I go into my short talk, I'd like to acknowledge and thank the presence of our guests. And of course, number one is our very own board member, Attorney Danilo Mendez, and his son, Mr. Richard Mendez. Our co-resident auditors, Ms. Norma Aquino, Mr. Resty Peralta, Mr. Noriden Miranto, and Mr. Francis Javier. Mahirap pala dito sa tent, nagkakasapawan doon sa kabila at saka dito. Kaya kailangan lumapit tayo ng konti. Cebu Pacific, Attorney J. Armantaring, Vice President, King Stoifel, Attorney Ian Alvera, Attorney Romel Galingan, Attorney Ley De Leon, Attorney Marcelino Atanante, AirAsia, si Ines, Miss Ines, of course, the CEO, Maan Tiberos. Thank you for coming. Attorney Julius Polinga, Miss Francis Safra, Carlito Tabal. Philippine Airlines, Ian Esquivel, Attorney Ian Esquivel, Isan Pal, Skyjet, Patrick Tan, my Facebook friend, CA Captain Ben Solis, the Dean of Aviation, China Eastern, si Alan Rivera, and Council si Bong. Ito yung talagang very loyal sa Christmas party natin. Alam mo si Pangito Diaz na buhay Air Freight Forwarder, One Philippines, Mr. Linton Orgelios, Mr. Raymond Villordon. From the bar, Mr. Genaro Bong Velasquez. So, siguradong may namis ako, kaya yung magpapasan ko ito, pasensya kung may namis ako, but everybody is welcome in this event, alam mo, minsan, once in a while, maganda rin yung you let your hair down and try to be merry, kasi pagpasok ko pa lang, nakita ko yung mga usherets natin, hindi ko makilala. Grabe yung yung the marvel of the beauty salon. Hindi ko makilala, ang gaganda nitong ngayon ko lang na-discovering magaganda pala itong mga empleyado natin. Ang gaganda nitong ito, sino kaya ito? Yung pala empleyado natin. So talagang grabe na yung mga pelo, tsaka yung Ito namang mga natin, puro mukhang sindikato. Puro miyembro ng sindikato. Anyway, we're here to enjoy and not to prolong your agony, but let me tell you some insights, some anecdotes. Meron daw, tatlong magkakaibigan, biglang namatay yung tatlong magkakaibigan, tatlong lalaki. Pagpunta nila sa langit, sabi ni San Pedro, okay, you are welcome here. Pero merong isang rule. Kasi pagdating nila doon sa langit, punong-puno ng bibi. Ng duck. Wala kang makita ng mayayapakan eh. Mayayapakan mo yung bibi. Ngayon, sabi ni San Pedro, ang isang rule dito, kasi kayo wala pang mga partner for life, asawa. So, ang rule dito, pag nakatapa ka ng bibi, ang parusa, bibigay sa iyo yung pinakapangit na mapapangasawa. No? So, yun ang rule. So, ngayon, yung guy number 1, sa first day pa lang, may natapakan kagad na bibi. Tapos biglang, ping! Lumitaw ay isang napakapangit na babae. Adi, yun ang kanyang magiging asawa mo. Di yung dalawa, nag-iingat na sila, nag-iingat. After 1 week, yun namang guy number 2, nakatapak ng bibi, ping! Lumabas na naman, napakapangit na babae. Adi, ngayon, sabi nung pangatlo, ito kasi mga dalawang ito, mga pangit din sila eh, kaya they deserve what they got, no? They deserve it. Eh itong pangatlo, napakaingat niya. Isang taon na, hindi pa siya nakakatapak ng bibi, talagang master na master niya. Sabi ni San Pedro, alam mo, iho, napakagaling mo. Magkaka-reward ka. Kasi masyado kang maingat, no? Tapos isang araw, naglalakad siya, biglang, ping, ganyan, may lumitaw na napakagandang babae. Napakagandang babae. Sabi ng guy number 3, wow, ang ganda-ganda mo. Saan ka nang galing? Ba't ka biglang lumitaw dito? Sabi ng babaeng napakaganda. Ewan ko ba, may natapakan akong bibi, tapos bigla ka lumitaw dito eh. Ang tagal nung hindi pa nag-rehistro. Kaya kayo, pag nakakita ng weirdo, pag nakakita kayo ng magandang babae, medyo ingat kayo. Tanungin niyo muna, o may natapakan ka bang bibi? Baka may natapakan kang bibi yun. Anyway, levity aside, most Christmases I say the same thing over and over again. But this time, I want to be meaningful, to be serious about it. I'd like to start by asking, I will say something about the deeper meaning of Christmas. No? And I will ask you, what is, when the word Christmas comes or is mentioned, what comes to your mind? This is not to test you or anything, you know, I just want to have a glimpse of the various ways by which we look at Christmas. So Eldrick, when you hear the word Christmas, what do you think? Regalo. Okay. Kay?
Jesus.
Ha? What?
Jesus.
Jesus. Okay.
Christ.
Si Patrick, when you hear Christmas, what comes to your mind? Gift giving. No? Gift giving. Okay. Hindi ko ba kilala itong mga ito eh. Hindi ko ba kilala yung ating mga... Justin, ikaw, when you hear Christmas, what comes to your mind? Love. Sirap. Pagkain. Oo. Okay, hindi masama yan. Those are good. But siguro once in a while, we have to reflect on the deeper meaning of Christmas. What's this? John 3:16. For God so loved the world that He sent His only Son, so that we can have eternal life, no? So that we can be saved and have eternal life. In verse 17, it said that for God so loved the world, He did not send His Son to condemn the world, but so that the world can be saved through Him. No? So those that the Lord came into this world so that we can have eternal life. So at the core of this Christmas actually is a bigger truth. No, it's not only ang pangalan ng Christmas, one word for Christmas, another word for Christmas is incarnation. the coming to flesh of God, coming into flesh. So when we think of Christmas, we should think of the incarnation, the suffering on the cross, the death and resurrection of Christ. So it's about the basis for our faith. So maybe a bit of background. What do you call these verses? I would like to talk about Christmas in the context of the Old and the New Testament. When God created man according to His image, man violated the laws of God, And so when man violated the laws of God, man was, the world was corrupted and evil ruled the world and man was alienated from God. So, during the time of Moses, God gave the Ten Commandments and, people continued to be corrupt and to violate God's laws. And so the alienation continued, but God was determined to restore man into his relationship with God. And so that we can share in His eternal glory and, we can partake of His glory and have eternal life. So He wanted to cut that alienation and restore us into that relationship with Him. And that's the reason why we have Christmas. So God came into flesh through the incarnation, and then He suffered, died on the cross, and was resurrected. And it is through this suffering, death, and resurrection that Jesus attained victory, signified His victory over sin and death. And it is through that victory that we are redeemed and we become once again children of God, entitled to His eternal glory and eternal life. So Christmas actually is the story of that incredible act of love of God, of sending His only Son so that we can be redeemed. So that is a celebration of that incredible and amazing act of love. And actually, it's not just a story in the Bible. If you look at the New Testament, the Old Testament, it is complete with so many verses about the coming, the incarnation of Jesus Christ. For example, in Isaiah 7:14, it says there that therefore the Lord will give a sign, and behold, a virgin shall conceive and bear a child, and his name shall be called Emmanuel. Emmanuel meaning God is with us. Now, so there's so many verses there that proclaims the coming, the incarnation of Christ. So why am I saying this? Because I want to, once in a while, when we think Christmas, we reflect Christmas in the context of our faith. It's okay to be merry, giving, receiving. So, because it is the incredible act of love of God, of giving, so we give during Christmas. Of course, we're happy when we receive, but when we give, we are happier. Pero huwag kayong mangungutang sa akin. So, on that note, I hope I did not make you very serious. We're here to enjoy. I just wanted us to reflect on the deeper meaning of Christmas in the context of our faith. So, Merry Christmas to everybody, and I hope that we will enjoy the night.
Thank you very much.